Against these big teams, Arsenal may not be able to generate as much threat as they would potentially like. If Arsenal do not have the requisite personnel to play in their best possible form, you could see a situation where they drop more points than most people anticipate. Hi, my name is Solace Chukwu, Senior Editor, Paul Sports. This is State of Play. Today we're looking at Arsenal and their title challenge. Their odds of winning the title have been severely dampened, and we're going to look at why. Now, they drew 2-2 against Liverpool, which, on the face of it is not really a bad result, but they put City right up on their tail. However, the bigger problem for Arsenal here is in terms of the actual personnel on the pitch. Against Liverpool, they had pretty much their strongest 11, but for one player. William Saliba was unavailable, so they had to play Rob Holding, a central defender. Now, this was a problem. Arsenal playing a 4-3-3 shape. Thomas Partey is the anchor in midfield. We have Granit Xhaka, who sort of has license to go up and down, but in build-up situations plays a little bit deeper. And then we have Martin Odegaard. Now, this midfield is one that places a lot of responsibility on a lot of different players. Now, Partey plays alone at the base. He's responsible for the build-up. He's responsible also for controlling defensive transitions. Now, a lot of these players have to fulfill their roles to a very high level for Arsenal to play well. We saw that when Saliba was in the team, Arsenal were able to push right up against opponents. You'd have Zinchenko, who has a lot of license to come into the middle or really just roam. So Arsenal basically had a shape sort of like this. The two centre-backs play very high. Partey sort of controls here. Zinchenko has a bit of license. Odegaard is able to drift out wide here to combine with Saka, and Ben White also gets forward. So these two guys have to be physical monsters in order to control transitions and to keep Arsenal secure. Now, the problem here is that when Saliba is not there, Rob Holding does not have the same level of mobility, and he also doesn't have the same level of quality in build-up. So what that translates to is what we saw against Liverpool. At Arsenal in the 4-3-3 here. Now, because Rob Holding does not have the same quality in terms of build-up to help Arsenal progress the play, both Ben White and Thomas Partey have to be a little closer to him. Now, what that means is that Arsenal lack numbers in more advanced areas. Now, Bukayo Saka on the right here, he's inverted, he's left-footed, likes to, cut inside, and he needs someone on the overlap here a lot of the time. Sometimes that's Odegaard, but because these guys are deeper, Odegaard himself has to be deeper. So Saka needs overlaps to, distract the defense, to open up lanes. But because White is playing a little bit deeper, he has to support Holding. Partey has to do the same thing. Odegaard has to be a little deeper. There's a little more onus on Saka to engage 1v1 and win that 1v1 battle. Now, against most teams, that might not necessarily be a problem. But against the very best teams, we saw against Liverpool, Arsenal controlled the game for much of the first half. In the second half, they kind of dropped off, and Liverpool had the better of it. Now, against these big teams, Arsenal may not be able to generate as much threat as they would potentially like. And if Arsenal do not have the requisite personnel to play in their best possible form, you could see a situation where they drop more points than most people anticipate. Now, Rob Holding, there's nothing wrong with his defending. He's a great defender, very committed, good tackler, will head the ball away all day. But simply on the basis of his physical limitations, Arsenal are themselves limited in their potential and in how many numbers they can commit to the attacking third. And that limits their threat against the very best teams. So when you take this into consideration, you take into consideration the fact that City are ramping up. They looked very, very scary against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Their form is peaking at the right time, and they have experience in this particular scenario during league campaigns. You have to say that Arsenal are second favorites, even though they're top of the table at the moment.